Well, well, well. Look who it is here. If it isn't you again. People, listeners, possibly sworn enemies.
Haters alike.
Listening to another new episode of All Gas, No Trash. And this is the No Curse Minute, sponsored by
Game Rage Magazine.
Sponsored by Game Rage Magazine. The No Curse Minute, sponsored by Game Rage Magazine. Man,
quick. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is just hard. I hate doing this. Can we just do a minute of dead air and then start? I don't know, man. This sucks.
It's just I've come to the realization that the listeners start dropping off at the 30-second mark. So if we don't get something going right away with the words and the verbiage and all that shit,
yeah,
they start falling off. So we have to get to saying things at the 1 minute mark.
All right. Well, now it's done. So here we go. All right. So what do you got for us today there, good buddy?
All right. So as far as latest updates on artists that we've been discussing, we do have a bit of an update in regards to Kainalu.
Sworn enemy. Of All Gas, No Trash.
Kainalu, who, to my knowledge, at least what I could see on his profile, if you follow him on Instagram for his latest music updates and all the happenings, it appears it is confirmed that he is now a permanent member or an active member of DJO. Joe. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Joe.
Man, this sounds like a real Seth Rollins moment. He's going to come out and say, I didn't sell out, guys. I bought in.
I think there's potential implications for this. Number one, this now confirms this whole thing with him playing with Joe within the last couple of months. It was a test period to see if he was cut out for it to begin with.
So like a tryout, I guess.
Something like that, I imagine, because nothing... And to not take away from Kainalu himself or Trent Prawl, the dude is actually pretty fucking talented. He plays all the instruments or, drums, fucking bass, keys, guitar. So somebody like that would be a real asset to Joe Keery, so he doesn't have to hire more than one person.
It would be a person that could be really taken advantage of by Joe Keery. Actor turned artist.
So within the last couple of months, as I've made known, he has toured with Joe, I think within the United States and also Australia, appeared on Jimmy Fallon, or I think it was Jimmy Fallon, if I'm not mistaken. So there you have it. To add to that, the newest leg of the tour now extends to Coachella, which is something that we've talked about. So he will be at Coachella as an active member of the group. I don't know if that means that going forward, he'll also become part of the recording band, but it would make sense for him to be an active member to not only perform live, but also be in the recording.
Yeah, man, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't have somebody just be on the live tour and then not recording the shit, you know?
Yeah, I think, and this feels like something of a bittersweet note for people that follow Kainalu on his own.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, because when you think about it, now that he's become an active member, and if he's going to be playing keys and bass, what does that mean for his own projects? I mean, that puts everything else on hiatus. So as a solo artist, I mean, dude, you could basically expect an indefinite hiatus until everything finishes with Joe, and who the fuck knows when that's going to be.
Or until it no longer makes enough money to support having all these guys in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, the tour is going to end, and there will be an extended hiatus from Joe on his part as a touring artist, but for the foreseeable future, it's like, well, that just means that for those of us that enjoyed Kainalu as a solo artist, well, that's pretty much gone out the window now. And I don't know, man. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a unfortunate situation. It's like, yeah, cool, man. Like somebody is now becoming part of a more popular group, but it came at the expense of the individual themselves who who I thought had real legs to make it themselves as an artist, to spread their wings and and fly. But yeah, man, it's just it's a bitter fucking sweet note. I really wanted to see maybe another album come out within the next couple years, and he put out the singles with Munya in the last couple months, but it feels like that was more or less the only things he had in the pipeline. And I don't know if I have anything else to add as far as this episode. So what kind of reaction or even opinions do you have?
Here's my take on this whole situation. Now, this is sort of where Kainalu is now. He's joined in a faction, all right? He's joined in a stable. But he's not the main guy in the stable. He's probably like one of your lower end kind of jobber dudes, right? Now, you're in the stable, right? So you're getting the rub. You're getting whatever rub is coming from this guy, Joe. But the problem being, Joe is famous already before you got involved, right? He's in Stranger Things. I mean, I'm sure he's in some other shit that I've probably never seen, but irregardless of that, the dude's famous, relatively famous. And he is the focal point. People aren't coming to watch Joe because, oh man, we know Kainalu's in this. That's not the majority of people that are coming to this.
Oh no, it's like a very small fraction that even notice that he's
probably even know that he's in it.
Yeah.
And the majority of the people are coming to see Joe Curie be DJO Joe, right? So he's getting overshadowed, is what I'm saying. Yes, this is likely the potential for a more lucrative payday is, I would imagine, is infinitely greater than Kainalu kind of staying on his own or doing other things with like Munya or whoever, right?
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment.
And so from a financial standpoint, this is the right move for him to make. There is why would you say no to this? Now, Kainalu being gone and lost in the sauce for, I don't know, however long this thing lasts. Essentially, I guess it's going to be how long Joe Curie decides he wants to just, be an artist and then fuck off and go back to acting. Or go back to acting, do a season of some show or do a movie, and then start working on stuff with this again. So I imagine there will be time in the middle where there's these little breaks that Kainalu will have to work on his own stuff. But there goes the problem of it's probably not going to be enough time to get like a completed album out. So if this Joe thing goes on for 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, depending on if it goes on this continuous cycle of, hey, we'll do a tour, or release an album, do a tour, and then take a break. And then work on the next album. He's fucking off doing a movie to keep his money coming, or a show or something. They'll still kind of work on the next album, and then boom, come out with the album, do a tour, rinse and repeat for like 5 years, let's say. Then if there's a 5-year gap between Kainalu being a solo artist, essentially, is it even salvageable at that point? I don't know.
It's hard to say because, again, it's like finding out what your value is in a group. It's like once you come out of it, do people even care after the fact? It's like, oh, Kainalu is joining fucking Joe. All right, people barely care to begin with.
That's true.
So coming out of it, will he become more popular as if people look into individuals within a group to begin with when Joe's kind of the focal point of the band itself anyways? So
yeah, everybody's focused on him. Nobody cares about anybody else in the band. I guarantee it.
Shit, I had one other point to bring up. So I think the way you could parlay that, if you were looking at a big net positive for this situation, if you're trading off your time for being in somebody else's project, and also, yeah, maybe you're yielding better money because you're in a project that's actually fucking making money, right?
It's profitable, yeah.
I have to believe, and maybe I'm fucking wrong because things have a funny way of working out when it comes to music, but there is a part of me that wants to believe that this will mean that Kainalu or Trent Prowl will get the rub backwards, or get the rub proper, where, all right, you did me a solid for 2 or 3 years. You were an active member of my band. you know what? Let's go on tour. Let's put Kainalu on the opening part of a bill, and let's see where that goes. You know, I feel like I owe you that because you did me a fucking solid. But again, nothing's really ever guaranteed because just because this motherfucker did him a solid to have him fill numerous roles within his band, that doesn't mean when they go on tour again that he'll be an opener or anything like that. It's like, hey, thanks for gigging with me for a hot minute. See ya.
Yeah, I mean, no one feels like I don't think they owe anybody shit when it comes to at least the music industry, and I mean just things in general. There are very few people, I believe, who will say, "Hey, man, this guy did me a solid. It's time I return the favor." Most people spend their entire life trying to figure out how I can get the most favors and return the least amount of favors.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's happening here. And sure, in this guy's mind, he's probably just like, okay, I got this dude in this band to do shit for me, but I'm paying him. Like, he's getting paid. It's not like he's doing this shit for free.
Yeah.
And if he is, man, that is ridiculous, which I doubt. So he's getting a good chunk of change probably to do this shit. And, you know, that's his payoff. That's why he probably feels I don't have to pay this guy any extra money. So,
yeah.
Or, I mean,
do anything extra. But that's the latest on Kainalu. I don't know what it means for the future. I'm inclined to believe, as I was saying, that this might be, I don't know if it's the end of the Kainalu project itself, but you best believe that this is going to be an extended hiatus because where's this dude going to find time to record or even rehearse his own music, especially if they get another album going and then Joe's like, hey man, I need you on retainer. I need you to play bass and keys on this track or album. At what point does he have time to even consider making his own music?
Also, Trent Prawl, as we forget, is a fucking PhD level goddamn scientist, essentially.
Yeah, he is.
So where does that play into this whole thing?
Yeah.
And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's his whole goal. Fuck it. I'm going to be in this band. I'm going to be like a piece member of this deal. Okay, cool. I'm going to make my bag that I need to make. And then I'm going to fuck off from music completely. If I do this for 5 years or however long this run lasts, I'm just going to fuck off from music completely. Or maybe not completely, but I'm going to go back to being a goddamn scientist. I got my bag. I can fucking do what I need now. I can support my lifestyle. And I can maybe just produce or do stuff with like other artists or whatever, like he was doing with like Munya and whatnot. Maybe that's the goal.
Who knows, man? I mean, shit. Maybe things have changed with this current administration, where if he was, living on grants and shit, or
yeah, those times are over.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, things have changed. So maybe his priorities have changed. Maybe he's become more active as a musician because of what's going on within this country, and who knows? But that's more or less the summary. What's up?
See, that's why it'd be great to fucking be able to interview him, talk to him, and have him on a consistent basis. Be like, hey, man, what's up? Like, are you doing this because, hey, your regular day job is not going to support you anymore? So you're like, fuck, I got to make a choice. Like, I got to make a hard decision as to whether or not I'm going to keep kind of doing the shit that I really, really want to do, or do I just kind of bite the bullet and not now? I don't know if this is true, but let's just say for the purpose of the example is, yeah, it's like, okay, I got to go appease this celebrity and be in his little band so I can get fucking paid because my regular job ain't paying me anymore. So like,
I mean, I also don't have a hard time believing that dude would have a hard time finding a job, considering that he's a PhD level scientist. I forgot in what field. I think it has something to do with microbiology.
Yeah.
But point being that I'm sure he can join like some research group and get paid like six figures.
Maybe, but all those research groups are funded by what? Grants.
Yeah, you're right.
So like there is no job for him to go to, essentially. The market is going to be overfilled with dudes that have been doing this for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably going to be hard as fuck for him to get a job.
You know what? It would be something. It would be appropriate to get an interview with him. Not that he would ever say yes, but
because he's our sworn enemy and he hates us. But you know,
I mean, point being that to ask those type of questions and not have answers, it'd probably be better to have him
tell us
do an interview with us to find those answers out.
Because all we're doing is just speculating now at this point.
Yeah, we are.
And this line of thinking, this line of reasoning makes fucking sense. It is very plausible that this could be the line of reasoning and why he's doing what he's doing and joining this group, because he really might not have another choice. And, you know, I don't blame him for that. Man, Kainalu, man of the people, all right? Working man, hardworking Kainalu.
Yeah.
Still sworn enemy until he interviews with us. But man of the people.
Everybody's a sworn enemy to All Gas, No Trash.
I mean, that's true. That's fair. That's fair to say. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll see if we find out any more additional information. But with all the episodes that we have going on and the ongoing threads with Jelly Haha and Pixel Grip and fuck, who else? Who else haven't we had conversations about? We're probably going to have them at some point. So stay tuned. Thanks for coming by and listening in, and we'll catch you all next time.